Kia ora koutou, year 9. This is video 4, and in this one I'm going to keep going from the equation to the graph. So this is the second part of finding out which stars of Matariki the line goes through. Now there's one thing that's going to start to get a bit harder in this video. We're going to start to see a little bit of rearranging, and that's going to be the theme for videos 5 and 6 as well. So if you look at these equations, you can see that this one fits our normal pattern, so does this one, and so does this one. And so by now you should be getting pretty good at going, okay, I need to find the gradient and I need to find the y-intercept. So I'm going to start at the bottom here because this top one is just a little bit weird compared to the other ones. We have to reorder it. Let's start at the bottom. We've got y equals x plus 4. So very quickly, the y-intercept is 4. We can start here, and the gradient here is 1 because we've got x plus 4. We can think of that as the same as one lot of x plus 4, but we never write that 1 when we're working in algebra, right? So x just means one lot of x, so we just write that, but the gradient in here is 1, and that means that it's out 1, up 1. So we can get on with it and find our points, and then we take our ruler, and we join up the dots, and we see which one does it go through. So being really careful to hit those blobby points correctly. That looks good. Now we're going to join them up, and here's our line. Okay, and you can see that it goes through Hiwa e te rangi, but not very well because I've gone a tiny bit off with my line joining up. But that's where it's meant to go through. So Hiwa e te rangi, and that represents, so it depends on what you read, but looking at the lovely New Zealand Herald article that I mentioned in the last video, they describe this as being kind of like the wishing star, where you think about your hopes and your dreams for the next year. So we'll just put wishing star. Okay, next one. Negative 3x plus 5. I'm going to start with the y-intercept of 5, which is up here. Oh, and you can see that we can already see the answer for the star, but we know we need to draw the line. So negative 3x plus 5. My gradient here is negative 3, so I go out 1 and I go down 3. Whoosh, like this. Okay, and we'll change colour. What will we do this time? Yellow. So urarangi is, you probably know this from class, is the star associated with the wind. So very appropriate for Wellington College. There we go. And let's just make sure the line goes far enough. Right, so that's urarangi. And we put that in our table. The star represents the wind. Okay, next one. Y-intercept is negative 1, and the gradient is negative 1/2. So we start at negative 1 here, and we go out 2, and then down 1. Out 2, down 1. Because the gradient of negative 1/2 tells me that I'm going out 2 for every 1 down, right? Out 2, down 1. Out 2, down 1. And then we take the ruler, and we join them up. Let's check that we're getting that right. Yep, that looks good. There's that line. And that goes through Waipuna Arangi. Right, which is associated with rain. Okay, massively simplifying there, but I just want one word for my little table. Now the last one, y equals 10 minus x, should look weird to you because it's not in the right order for what our brain is getting used to seeing. So it's nice to rewrite that as y is equal to negative x plus 10. And if you need some convincing about why that's true, let's just go right back to the start where we have our table of values, that here we've got x, so we'll put some numbers in for x. I'll make them easy on my brain because it's quite late at night. So 10 minus 0 is 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. 10 minus 8 is 2. Sorry, 10 minus 2 is 8. 10 minus 3 is 7, and so on. And you can see what we did all the way back when we started looking at this topic is we said, well, it's going down by 1 every time. That means my gradient is negative 1. So we're going to write that as negative x. And when x is 0, y is 10. So it would be completely fine to write it as y equals negative x plus 10, but that's the same as writing it as 10 take away x. But it's good when you're first learning how to do graphs to pretty much always write them into the form mx plus c. So in here, the gradient's going to be -1 and the y-intercept is 10. So let's go up here. Here's my y-intercept up here. Gradient is -1. So I'm getting this line going down here. We can join them up. And it's going to go through Tupuanuku, which makes sense because I think that's the only one we've got left, right? I feel like there's one we've missed out. Oh, one sad star didn't get picked, right? Where are we? Okay, there we go. So we'll just pop that into the table here. So Tupuanuku is stuff that is grown in the ground. So food grown in ground. And there we go. So that's the second part of the Stars of Matariki task done. And then in the next video, we're going to go on and look at some harder rearranging and then onto intersections. But for like basic year 9 linear graphs, if you've followed these 4 videos, I feel like that's going pretty well. I'm just going to give you a preview of video 5. There is no preview of video 5. I still need to copy the stuff in, but we're going to do rearranging in that one. Thanks for watching, and the next one's coming soon.